Mother's Italian, my father's Jewish, and I'm in therapy.
Jewish people ask questions. Who, what, where, why, how much of a discount?
Jokes kept coming.
It's so funny.
I love it. Well, our next guest is the star of a one-man comedy show with a title like nothing you've ever heard before. It's called My Mother's Italian, My Father's Jewish, and I'm in Therapy. Please welcome Peter Fogel. Good morning.
Thank you.
Best title ever.
That is $1 million title. And unlike Harry Shearer, I will do my Nixon impression if prodded.
Okay,
no, I'm
Will
just...
you please do your
consider
Nixon
that
impression?
prodding?
No. That's...
No, but here's your mimosa, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, drink more. It helps
Welcome
us.
to the broadcast.
It's a party.
And tell us about your show.
Well, it was written by the wonderfully gifted Steve Solomon. It's Steve Solomon's life story about growing up in a diverse cultural background. His mother was Italian, really. His father's Jewish. And he's in therapy. They drove him nuts. He had both Italian and Jewish grandparents, grew up in the same household.
Oh, my gosh.
And he was caught between two diverse cultures, but yet it's all about family. So if you're Jewish or Italian, any ethnic actually, they drive you nuts.
And so this is a one-man show,
Yes.
so you've got to be able to do all these different characters, correct?
Oh yeah, I do 25 different characters. It's close to 2 hours with a 15-minute intermission.
Do you feel schizophrenic?
goodness.
You need to be in therapy, right, after this? You need some more to drink.
I have been called by an ex-girlfriend that I have OCD, and I go, I do not have OCD. Oh, look, a parade.
Do you interrupt yourself a lot?
Yes, and I have 2 shows today, Wednesday at 7 o'clock and one at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
So what are some of the funniest stories that came out of his story?
Well, it's, you know...
Funniest situations.
The father met the mother in World War II while he was stationed over there as a young man. He came from Russia, and the mother's from Palermo, Italy. So they constantly fought growing up. You know, it got to the point where my father... my mother was busting his chops so much time, my father was looking at his burial plot as a vacation getaway. And one day my father just snapped, "That's it, I can't take this no longer, I'm out of here, goodbye." You go out that door, you'll go for good. Oh, I'm going for good, you'll see. Go, go, go! And I wish you a long and a painful life. What, now you want me to stay? So it's constantly going back, and they compare the...
Yeah, our executive producer, Stuart, says it sounds like his parents a little bit.
It's like a reality show, you know, in a play, you know, with one person doing all these different characters, because it's real life, and I'm sure there are people out there who are going to be able to identify with that.
Constantly.
Yes.
I've had African Americans. We've had East Indians come up going, "I loved your bit about Dr. Patel. I am Habib Patel." That's a character in the show. Please, more jokes about Habib Patel.
I love it.
It's all about family. So you don't have to be Jewish, you don't have to be Italian. You just have to know that a family drives you crazy.
Absolutely.
Look, you can pick your significant spouse. You can pick your friends. You can't pick your family.
Oh, you're stuck with them, aren't you?
And if you're a baby boomer who's taking care of aging parents that have hearing aid problems, you'll really appreciate it. And his father, and all people can relate to this, his father is forgetting names and titles, getting confused. He'd come up to me and go, "Did you see that new play, Norman's Book?" Norman's Book? Yeah, this guy Norman has a book. There's singing, there's dancing. It's in Africa. The Book of Mormon, Papa. So they start hearing...
You know, I was just going to say, you get a little De Niro in your
Here's the
face
thing.
there.
Uncle Paulie looks like Robert De Niro. He intimidates most people. So when he's trying to get Stevie's attention at a party, he's going, "Whoa, Stevie, Stevie." "Are you talking to me, Uncle Paulie? I must be talking to you. You're the only one standing here."
I love it.
Perfect, perfect.
So and we did this show in Providence, Rhode Island, which is very heavy Italian. They carried me off on their shoulders. They loved it. So, but again, you don't have to be Jewish or Italian. You just have to know the show is about family. And Regis Philbin saw this on Broadway 12 years ago. "I love this show. You got to see it. I love it. I'm stressed out. My feet don't even reach the ground."
So I want to ask you the same thing.
Amy has that problem sometimes.
The same thing that we asked Harry, which is, when did you realize that you had a knack for this, that you had this talent, and how did it sort of make its way into a career for you?
Well, I did many voiceovers for many years, American Express, Mazda, a lot of radio stuff. I was a middle child, and when you're a middle child, you're forgotten.
Right
and
here.
you did little voices. I would do Nixon. I would do James Cagney, all dead people. I do
try to get
impressions
the
of dead people,
attention.
get their attention. So I always had the voices. And Steve, you know, needed an actor who could do all. This is not a stand-up show. This is a theater piece, real set. There's a story. He treats the audience as if it's his therapist. So he's letting everything out. You're seeing everything that goes on in his life and the frustrations. And that's why people come up and are like grabbing you. This is my family. How did you know my family?
Have his parents seen the show, or are his
No,
parents
his
still
parents are
alive?
no longer with us, but he brings all the people to life. Like Carmine from Brooklyn. Not a lot of people know this, but Carmine invented the word "yous" and the associated plural "uses." Hey, are yous gone or just uses?
I love
So
it.
it's written in a broad sense that Dallas will love it. We've done this show for many, many years all over the country. Canada,
sure
States.
is funny. I
because
love
we
it.
don't hear this kind of talk very often.
It's been done in South Africa. There's a company that
Wow.
actually licenses it in South Africa, so they will enjoy
Well,
it, and we
I
hope.
think funny is funny, no matter
I
where you
think
go,
so
right?
too. Well, it sounds like a
Great.
blast, you guys. You can catch Peter on stage in his one-man show now through November 9th at the Fort Worth Community Arts Center. It's not that far. Head on over there, Dallas people. For ticket info, go to thebroadcasttv.com and click on today's links. That was really funny. I'm still trying to
Smart
recover.
Ticks. Go to smartticks.com.
Go to Smart. There you go. Smart Ticks.
Smartticks.com and you know, just or Google.
Why don't you take us
Yeah,
to the
go
break?
ahead.
Here,
Take us
read
to the
this
break.
right here.
Read the prompter.
Okay.
Right
over
here, on this
yeah,
one.
Here.
Three.
Over here. Over here. No,
Oh.
over here. Up next.
We're getting crafty when the broadcast returns. We're making a cute black cat Halloween wreath with a step-by-step help. I am not a crook.